What's good, everybody? What's good? Happy Friday, y'all. We made it. We made it to the end of the week together, y'all. We made it. It's the weekend is about to be here. We just got to get through the day, and we're in there, baby. Let's go. Happy Friday, y'all. And welcome to another episode of the Jayson Estrera Show, where we talk about basketball, sports, and any topic that comes our way as accurate as possible. And as always, it's your host, your boy, Jayson Estrera. Now, today, it's Friday. This whole week, I've been thinking that Game 4 would be on Saturday, but Game 4 is happening tonight. So we're going to be talking about that, previewing that. We also have to talk about the WNBA is reportedly expected to lose $50 million this season. And aside from that, we got to talk about some Dan Hurley stuff because he's come up in the news yet again. But first, we got to talk, speaking of motherfucking Dan Hurley, we got to talk about this real quick. Where is this? What the fuck? Hold on. Where the fuck did this go? Oh, is it not? Wait, what? Alright, sure, here, we'll do it like this. So, we saw freaking Bronny James working out with or in a Lakers facility. I don't want to get no copyright or none of that shit. It's almost like his dad works there or something. Bro got a full beard at 19 and my shit's still struggling. I feel you, brother. He ain't ready for the league. But the principal's son will always have a spot. So, yeah, obviously there we see Bronny in Lakers gear working out for the LA Lakers. And I mean, do we need to see any more? like what more do we need to see, man? Because they already reported that that the Lakers are interested in signing whatchamacallit. They were already interested in signing Bronny James, or drafting Bronny James. Sorry, not signing Bronny James. In drafting Bronny. So, does this surprise you? Obviously, his dad is a player for the Lakers. And there's probably mad clips of him working out in the Lakers facility over the years. And, you know, the internet, I don't think this is one of those instances, but at any given time, someone can pull up one of those old workout videos of him at the Lakers facility and be like, aha, look at this, he's on the Lakers. But yeah, like I was talking about, man, the Lakers and LeBron James have found a way to finagle themselves into the NBA Finals conversation. They have been a topic since before the NBA Finals, and now during the NBA Finals. And we all know that they are going to be a topic after the NBA Finals as well. So get ready to keep on talking about these motherfuckers, because until the draft happens and until the next season starts, like, all of this shit is not going to go away until we actually, you know, get to media day and we actually see the teams and whatnot. Yeah, this stuff is not going nowhere. So get ready for it. Obviously, this does not confirm or deny that he's going to go to the Lakers. However, a lot of signs, a lot of breadcrumbs are going that way. The Lakers have been trying to do a lot of misdirection with all this coaching stuff. Man, they're doing a lot right now, bro. Like they're doing a lot. They're doing a whole lot, bro. So I don't know what they got planned. But they are definitely they're definitely up to something, bro. I don't know. But those guys are definitely up to something. Now, to continue on this idea of misdirection and the Lakers and LeBron, we get the news that Dan Hurley's wife, I'm trying to find the actual quote, that Dan Hurley's wife was angry and moved to tears, right? And this is what it says. Dan Hurley said his wife, Andrea, was angry and moved to tears when she found out that her husband received an offer to be the next Lakers head coach. Partly because of how much she knew the brand mattered and how happy she is in Connecticut. But after that, we handled it like adults and looked at all the variables. So what does that really mean? What is Dan Hurley trying to say right there? One way to look at that is his wife ain't want to go to LA. His wife didn't want to do that. His wife did not want to go leave Connecticut, the lifestyle that they have, for the fast-paced LA Lakers. He's never home, getting paid twice the amount of money. That's what that was. Obviously, their family and friends are probably around them already. They've built they've established roots and connections with the community. And obviously, that's school. A lot of people talked about his attempt at a third straight national championship, which obviously is a big deal. But this really sounds like his wife shut all that shit down, even if he was considering it. And the saying, happy wife, happy life. And it seems like Dan Hurley also believes in that, because he obviously did not take the offer. Now, a part of me still thinks that this was really just a ruse to get the public going, because they were on the tails of JJ Redick being the head coach, and it was a little bit of a misdirection. Aside from that, they've taken away some of the shine and some of the spotlight from the NBA Finals, which is against their rival, the Boston Celtics. So there's that part of it too. So I don't know if any of this is really a surprise, because it's the Lakers and it's LeBron, and like, we've never heard nothing about Dan Hurley. We haven't heard much about him, and for this to all of a sudden be the headlines, in the middle of the NBA Finals, is one of those things that's like, it just kind of throws you off, and it lets you know that the powers that be are using their power. So it is what it is. But speaking more onto what's actually something more relevant, right, to what's going on right now, I wanted to take a look at this. This was Pat Bev. This was Pat Bev on his podcast. Let me see. This is Pat Bev on his podcast.
Like I was the best thing in the world, all because no one liked his dad.
Exactly.
Not anything that had to do with him. Man, was a great basketball player. Went to UCLA, left early, Cali kid.
But why
First game, it's literally, I get the message. Pat, you see who they gave you first game? Who? No way. Lonzo Ball. First game. The first game, you put Lonzo Ball against Pat Bev, first game, his rookie, first game.
So you did the same thing. You wanted to make an example, or what was your mentality? You
Wanted
tell
to
me.
make a fucking example. I don't want to be his dad talking about me the next day. The only thing I kept hearing is LeVar Ball. Remember LeVar? He all on ESPN. He doing. Oh, man, this man dad ain't about to be talking to me crazy. I ain't even got a daddy. I
ain't even got a daddy.
So you feel me? This motherfucker daddy coming and talking about, I'm kind of jealous too. You got daddy. Steph Curry came to the league, man. Everybody was hitting him around, throwing him, even his own teammate. Give him the ball for Montel. Give him the ball for. Give me the ball. I'm gonna down the line. Who got the record?
Yep.
So like they didn't see it in the beginning. Like Gil was saying, like Gil said, like they didn't see it in the beginning, but league started to change. Next thing you know, what?
And it's this idea that he's talking about, and this we're going to talk about. Yeah, I'll just say right now we'll talk about Caitlin Clark in a second, but this idea is very common in sports, not just basketball. If you think about it, like anytime there's a rookie that has a big name that's highly regarded, that everyone is talking about, that whether it's the media or in Lonzo Ball's case, his dad, people are saying these guys are going to dominate or they're going to play well in the league when they haven't played a dribble or stepped a foot on an NBA floor. To the pros who have been doing that for years, they're like, wait a second, the fuck? So now they take advantage of that. I'm sure this happens in football, baseball. So, like, you test the new guys. You test if they're tough. You give them a little, like, I know in basketball, you give guy a little shoulder, little elbow, just to see if they respond. If they go back and like low key retire, that means okay, they're not no punk. They're not just gonna fold when you hit them. That's one. All right, you put some pressure on them. What happens? This is a part of the game, and I think some people get lost because they get so emotionally attached to seeing such physicality at times, and they're like, whoa. They're like, whoa, you can't do that. That's a foul. Motherfucker, this has nothing to do with like the actual game of basketball itself right now. They are establishing the hierarchy. They are vetting this new player that's coming in. It's like the new dog walking to the dog park. What happens? Everybody got to smell him. Everybody, and then what's gonna happen? Maybe the big dog, one dog going, wow, just start barking at him. Got to check him. This is what. Let's not pretend like this isn't common. So, obviously we take this into the Indiana Fever and the Caitlin Clark situation, which has been a topic recently, and that's why I wanted to bring this up, because like I said, this is not anything new. It's not anything groundbreaking. It's basketball and it's sports. So let's actually take a look at the Indiana Fever versus the Atlanta Dream. And the Indiana Fever pulled out the victory 91-84. And it was behind Aaliyah Boston turning into prime Shaquille O'Neal, bruh. Yo, she went for 27, 13 rebounds, had 2 assists, and a steal. 12 of 21 from the field, 3 of 3 from the line. Kelsey Mitchell added in 24 points, 7 of 14 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3. A ridiculous corner 3, too. 7 of 7 from the line. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. And then Caitlin Clark added in 7 points, 3 of 11 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, with 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 block shots, but had 7 turnovers as well. For the Atlanta Dream, Ryan Howard had 26 points, 7 of 15 from the field, 6 of 10 from 3, 6 of 6 from the line, 2 rebounds, an assist, 2 steals. And Cheyenne Parker had 18 points, 7 of 12 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. So let's take a look at how this game played out. Wait, you think that was a different situation, Elijah? How so? How so? I actually want to hear this. Like that, if you're talking about specifics of that situation with regards to like the LeVar Ball situation, and here, yes, technically that's different. However, the idea of a high name rookie coming in with a lot of coverage, with a lot of media attention, and you know how it goes. There's always a few media guys that try to make it sound as if these rookies are going to come in and be dominant right away, when we know it takes time. But if you're a pro, you hear only certain things, and sometimes they'll send that shit to you. That's how it works, right? They'll send what a fucking analyst. Oh, this Caitlin Clark is going to be dominant right away. Oh, Lonzo Ball is going to have 20 assists. And they take shit like that personally. So a situation where, they were already going to target this person because they're a rookie. They're already going to test them. They do these things naturally. But now with all the media stuff, Lonzo Ball obviously is his dad. Caitlin Clark, she's paying for all of y'all playing. It's the same idea, and you see how they react to it. Well, yes, that's within Pat Bev's. But that's as simple as me comparing it to the Kennedy Carter situation. Like, I was reading that's some shit Kennedy Carter does to everyone. But she just had a little bit more spice on it on Caitlin Clark because, like I said, all of the media talk and everybody yapping as if like she's God walking on water. And people definitely took it personal. Now, I get the difference of the cash cow. Obviously, there's no NBA player coming in right now that's going to be the cash cow. However, the amount of attention that Lonzo Ball was getting at the time was outrageous. And it was really because of his dad. Like, Caitlin Clark is similar. Like, she hasn't said shit. It's everyone else talking for her or talking about her. And I think in that sense, it's similar. But I hear what you're saying, Elijah. I hear what you're saying. Pat Bev is a nutcase, though. Pat Bev really is a nut job, and he really just do his own shit.
Christy Wallace has had the assignment of the tougher perimeter assignment. DeWanna Bonner the other night against Connecticut, and tonight.
Wait, but Aaliyah Boston really turned into fucking Shaquille O'Neal last night, bro. Like, what the hell? Yeah, but see, that's the part too. I see a lot of people talking about jealousy. Although I do think that jealousy could be a part of it. I think it's some of it is just like, dog, this is what I do for a living. I mean, with what he did to the fan this past season, he might, bro. He really might work his way out of the league. But like I said, when it comes to, like, I'm sure jealousy plays a factor, but I think it's more like a lot of them just want their respect because they've been doing this.
Circles around, thought about the three, instead will drive.
And as we've spoken about before, they have that mentality rather than the mentality of our work now is we're never going to see the fruits of our labor. We're never going to see the millions of dollars that the women in 15, 20 years from now are going to see. And I don't know if they fully understand that part of it, right? We could agree to disagree. Hey. That's I feel like that's the part of it, right? Like, this is the cool part about sports. We could just talk about this shit.
Little 4-0 burst by the Dream. Here's Boston spinning, muscling, and Mitchell trying to create down to 3 seconds. Mitchell gonna have to hoist. Oh, Mitchell! For Indiana, you're expecting maybe an initial surge. Clark on the drive, gets to the rim and the finish. First half, not a part of that here in the third quarter. Howard the switch on to Boston. Parker ties back to Howard. She will launch and bang. Three. Good to see Alicia Gray back on the floor. Back on the floor and right back on the floor as she knocks Boston there to meet her. Two strong bigs and Parker ties. Indiana's going to have to try to win this a second time here after that brilliant first half. Oh, Clark, beautiful. Different views over there. Howard, catch and shoot.
Goddamn.
Her arm's going to fall off. Brian Howard, shoot till your arm falls off. Clark bounces, Boston the rim, and Boston pulled it down. Parker hits the deck, no whisk. Mitchell, pass behind her. Mitchell couldn't handle it. Mitchell got it back. Oh, Mitchell with the steal.
Yeah, like it don't fucking matter. Like, shit.
The Fever.
So, you know, we obviously, the Indiana Fever get their, their fourth win on the year, I believe, which puts them at 4-10 currently. And for the Commissioner's Cup, they are now 3-12 and third in the Eastern Conference. So, I mean, I said 3-12, 3-2, sorry. But yeah, we saw. This is this is what we see from bad teams, right? Like, some days they'll look good, some days they'll look bad, and it's really just a matter of consistency, right? That's what we see when it comes to bad teams. You'll see highs and then you'll see lows, right? Caitlin Clark gets a 30-piece and then she has like fucking 10 the next game. Like, Aaliyah Boston, she's averaging like 12 points a game right now, and then she goes off for 27 last night. You just wish you could see some consistency, and it just takes time, right? Aaliyah Boston is, I think, in like her second year in the WNBA, second or third year. I think it's her second year in the WNBA. So she's obviously also very young as well. So when you take into account the fact that this team has two of their stars, with Boston and Clark being younger, and then you have a player like, dog, I think Kelsey Mitchell is nice. Like, every time I've seen her hoop, like, she's nice. She's been in the league since 2018. She's fast. She can get to the bucket. Her three is solid. It's not great. It's solid. But yeah, her ability to get into the paint, I think that the core of Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and Nalissa Smith can really, like, I've seen flashes, right? Like, Nalissa Smith could be like that bigger, like, physical 3-4-ish kind of player. Aaliyah Boston, like, looks like she's a 4-5. She looks like she could be a little bit small at the 5, though. I'm not gonna lie. But then you have a Kelsey Mitchell, although I guess Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin would be a little bit small as a backcourt, but if they play the floor spread at a shooter, one of them can really shoot on the team too, outside of Caitlin Clark. Samuelson, right? I think Samuelson, yeah, like, bro, you know what I'm saying? So I see they have pieces, and I think it's obviously just going to take time. I hope that they can figure it out, because it would be cool to see. It'd be cool to see them have some success. Now, after the win, this is usually some shit that we see after losses, right? But we saw Caitlin Clark getting shots up after the win. She got that dog in her. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. I think it really is like, I don't think you got to read too much into that. I think she's obviously a competitive person, and maybe her thinking is, after what she saw last night, how good Aaliyah Boston was able to play, Kelsey Mitchell's able to, like, you know, get into the teeth of the defense. I think she realizes that, you know, if she can be more consistent on her threes, she can really spread the floor out for her teammates. And especially at this point in her career, obviously she needs to develop her handle and being a point guard. But I think her most valuable asset is her 3-point shot and the way that shot can open things up for her teammates. And I think that's all that was. They've gotten a taste of a couple victories already, so I think she's just hungry for more. Now, I think I saw them talking about, like, they finally get to go on a home stretch, and goddamn, they had Caitlin Clark on a tour of the country trying to promote the WNBA. They're playing every fucking team. They played more than everyone. So yeah, and so for her to be putting up even more work is tippable. I tip that. But, you know, going on to the WNBA, you know, I saw this yesterday, and a lot of people were up in arms about it. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? But I guess I can see why some people are. And despite the major rise in popularity, the WNBA is expected to lose $50 million in this season. And that's shocking to people. Wait a second. Am I missing something? That's the whole league, by the way, too. That's not just like one team, right? The WNBA, that's the entire league. So that's all of them. That's not surprising. This is a league that I was assuming was operating at a loss in the years leading up to this year already. And when you're already operating at a loss, and now they have an opportunity to grow, what have they done? They started investing money into the teams again, into the league, charter planes. If you could see, everyone else has potato-ass post-game press conference. Like, if you see the fucking post-game press conferences for any other team other than the Indiana Fever, it looks like shit. They're working on it. They bought a bunch of cameras, right? They bought a bunch of shit this year. And what happens is, when they invest money like that, you got to recoup the bread. This is how businesses work, y'all. Like, they got to get that money back, and it takes time. So, and the season isn't even over yet. So, yeah, so this is just what they're expecting to lose, and they're like fucking 14 games in. Like, they're like 14 games in, y'all. Like, they're probably going to be at a loss this year. Realistically, probably going to be at a loss next year. And it probably won't be until their third or fourth year when they really start making the money back, after they're able to pay off all of these investments, after they're able to make their money back from all the money that they've spent with the growth of the league. Then they'll start seeing money, but it's going to take time. So I thought it was funny. Like, a lot of people were shocked about this, and I was like, wait a second, this is how this shit is. This is how it works. They've been operating at a loss for years, like, and all they've done this season is invest more money into it. Don't be fooled by the rise in the numbers. They had to put money into this again. And like I said, I don't even think they were prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? Like they all of the, they're getting heckled by fans, the rabid fans, the crazy, like they didn't even expect it. So their security has to go up, guys. Nothing is free, y'all. Everything got to get paid for. Now they're going to have security for everyone. They're going to realize they're going to need more security than they actually have. These jets aren't like, they're going to be at a loss for probably like the next 2 to 3 years. So yeah, this is probably, they're probably going to end next year and it's going to be the same shit. It's going to be oh my God, they got a $30 million loss this year. Like, yeah, it is what it is. But speaking of a loss, I mean, what the fuck is about to happen tonight, right? Dog. Man. Like, are we for real, man? Are we for real, bro? What is this? Friday, June 14th. Yep, game 4. I'm just making sure right now. The Boston Celtics lead 3-0. And do they win in 4 games? I'm gonna play this for y'all. Bro. Hold on. I'm gonna play this for y'all. In case anyone thinks, for whatever reason thinks that that the Celtics are going to lose and give up a game.
Joe does it.
I don't know if y'all seen this shit, but what's that 5?
Joe does a great job of showing us clips and things from different sports. Right, he's a big UFC fan, and showing us fights of people that I don't know like the terminology in UFC, but put them in a chokehold and shit, and like they're about to tap out, and you just see the guy or the woman who's winning relaxing because they feel like they're about to win, and then you give the other person life. Just trying to translate that to the game of basketball. That the closer you are to winning, the closer they are to surviving.
Wait a second. So when I was doing predictions, right? I wish I had known that. I wish someone told me that Joe Mazzulla has been showing these guys UFC highlights before games. Dog, this shit is over, yo. These motherfuckers getting swept tonight. Walis. These guys are getting swept, bro. It's over. Dog. They're watching UFC highlights before the game. So you mean to tell me that while the Dallas Mavericks are in the other locker room watching game film, going over strategies, the Boston Celtics are watching MMA fights? No wonder they're not losing. Wait, there's no fucking way, right? Like, bro, nah, bro, nah. Like, had I known that, I would have called this shit a sweep too, bro. Cause that'll do it. That'll do it, bro. This shit is over tonight. Like I was saying, I was talking about yesterday. Tonight is going to be big because it'll show us the type of mentality that these guys have moving forward. And Tatum had spoken about, like they're not really too high. They're not super excited over these wins. Like, yeah, they get hyped and stuff, but it's business. And although I think that they're not a perfect team, they have stuff that they got to work on and improve on still. The fact that they have this mentality and that's where they draw inspiration from. Yeah, this shit's over. They got Kyrie Irving on the other side fucking doing doing spiritual shit, and these guys in the other locker room are watching someone choke other motherfuckers out. It's not even the same thing. Luka Doncic is probably practicing his referee shit. You made the wrong call, motherfucker. And then the Celtics are on the other side trying to figure out how to elbow somebody's face off. Like, come on, bro. This is not the same thing. This shit is over. You could tell that they've been watching UFC the way they play defense right now. Yeah, they're not about to let this go, man. They're not about to let this go. And, you know, I guess the question is now is, as we move forward, right, I was watching, fuck was I watching yesterday? And they were talking about how basketball has gotten stupid. That both of these teams are stupid. Partly because, you know, like the Dallas Mavericks haven't made many adjustments. And then you look at the Boston Celtics and they can shoot themselves out of a game, right? They shoot a shit ton of 3-pointers. And at the end of it, they're only averaging in the playoffs like 107, 106 points a game, right? But they're shooting like 40-something threes a game. And I do think that there are some core things in basketball that have been lost. Like my dad taught me like really young, the idea of, you know, like, don't take too many jump shots in a row, right? You can throw yourself out of rhythm. Like, even great jump shooters aren't going to make every jump shot, even if, no matter how much confidence you have, right? And the idea of never going 2 or 3 straight misses on jumpers without going to the rim and trying to get a layup and being aggressive. And sometimes, and I've complained about this, like I've complained about this with Tatum over and over again, it's not even the fact that they're shooting a bunch of threes. It's the type of threes that they're shooting. It's not like they're getting a bunch of open shots off of curl plays, off of driving kicks, off of flares. Like, it's not a bunch of catch and shoot threes in spots. You sprinkle in probably like 10 to 15 little fucking side step back, fall away, dribble, step back 3. Like, you get like 10 to 15 out of those. And maybe this is just like the old school way of thinking for me. Like, before, you don't take those shots unless you're hot. And now it's as if it's backwards. And now it's as if you try to hit those shots to get hot. It's like, oh, you hit one of them like little step back threes, all of a sudden they feel like they're on fire, when it's like, motherfucker, you're 1 for 5 right now. That's the first 3 you hit and you think you're on fire. Like, and then what's gonna happen? Because they hit it, they're gonna come down again, do it again. Those are low percentage shots. So yes. Tatum was saying, you know, on their team they have some guys that can shoot 30 to 40%. Very possible. Very, 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 very possible. But you guys aren't shooting standstill wide open threes. You guys are shooting a bunch of fucking fadeaways. You and Jaylen Brown in particular are taking step back, especially Tatum, step back threes. So, in a way, basketball has been dumbed down, in my opinion. Even though the individual skill of these players are probably at an all-time high, I do think that has helped make the game dumber, because now when you're so skilled as an individual, you try to shortcut some shit. MJ and Dira had a commercial. Oh shit, that's lit. I was in I think it was like 3 years ago. I caught a game. I caught a Chicago game versus the Knicks. My girl and I went to Chicago. That was dope. Yeah, Chicago is fire, man. You in there right now, Elijah? You're in Chicago? Oh yeah, the great outdoors, bro. The great outdoors. We have a golden doodle. We try to take him to like these long walks. It's real hot right now, in Texas, so we can't do that. But yeah, like we try to do these long walks in parks, man. That's dope. That's dope. I also I'm trying to get out and just get some shots up more, play basketball a little bit, just get some shots up, spot threes, spot shots and all that shit. But I do think that that's dope. That's dope, man. That's dope. Oh, so you with the Wolverines. You with the Michigan Wolverines. You with Draymond in them. Some guy was calling me a Draymond hater because of the comments that I had about Draymond in the thing. But I do think that sometimes when you have people that are so talented that it sometimes allows the opportunity for laziness, right? Not everyone that's talented, like a Kobe Bryant, like a Michael Jordan, like a LeBron James, not everyone that's that talented works ultra hard. Yeah, the Michigan boys, man. Timmy. We were just talking about him the other day. But I do think that sometimes when you got guys that are so talented, sometimes they can be dumb. Like we've seen this before. Like in school, right? We've seen it. Sometimes the smartest kids in the class wasn't always the hardest working kids. And sometimes the kids that got A's or 100 pluses, they weren't naturally smarter than everyone. They just asked more questions, worked hard. Like, we've seen this before. Oh shit, you just see that's sick, Elijah. Oh damn! I wish I run into some celebrities. I used to run into more celebrities or more famous people, not celebrities, when I was in New York. But yeah. So like I was saying, we've seen this before in life, right? Sometimes the person that performed the hardest working person isn't always the most talented person. And I think now what we're seeing is talented guys are getting through the cracks and making it through the NBA, and they are talented enough to where oh shit, wait, Tim Hardaway senior or junior? Was it senior or junior? That's funny, dog. That's funny. I knew a couple dudes that have played against Ron Artest, Meta World Peace before back in the day. And they're like, yo, he was fucking them up. Okay. Cool. He liked your Euro step. Man, he need to start. That boy ain't hit a shot since for a month, man. You gotta go talk to him. You gotta go give him a pep talk. But I do think that basketball has been simplified a little bit. Just run down, drive, and we were talking the other day. It's like 2K now. It's just come down, run a pick and roll. Someone's gonna be in the corner. It's become really, really predictable, I think. The backdoor cuts. That's why you see when teams backdoor cut, like the Boston Celtics, they make everybody look fucking stupid. And it's not because they're doing anything groundbreaking. It's because they don't fucking cover that shit no more. Like the defense now is has taken a step back, and it led me to the question: has defense evolved in the NBA? We've seen the offense evolve and change, the moves. We've seen it before, right? But has the defense evolved? Now, what's the only thing that we ever hear about now when it comes to defense? All we ever hear about is switching or the drop coverage. And anyone that's ever watched a decent amount of basketball would know that the drop coverage is dog shit like 80% of the time. And it's the reason why a lot of guys get in trouble. And it pisses me off that more teams don't play straight up man-to-man defense like they used to. Because what happens now is you start bailing motherfuckers out. It's like they just gotta get to the other man and tap so that this guy can now switch on defense, as opposed to, like, how often do we see guys hedge screens now? How often? Because now, unless it's someone like Steph Curry or like a Klay Thompson or like one of the elite shooters, nobody hedges screens no more because they're just gonna switch it. And it's just one of those things. Like, I want to see the defense evolve. And I don't know how exactly that's going to happen, because when you start putting two on the ball is when all of the mismatches occur for the defense. So how many different schemes can you actually run? I mean, the only thing that I could really think of at the moment is, I think it was against the Knicks. The Sixers were doing this weird ass yeah, but okay, so all right, so my argument to that is, what happened to, I mean, we're seeing right now where the Boston Celtics, even though they switch, they take pride in their one-on-one defense, and they have versatile defenders. But the reality is, the rest of most teams aren't built like the Boston Celtics. Most teams don't have two all-NBA defensive guards in their starting lineup, and they have a 6'9", 6'10" all-NBA player that's solid on defense by the name of Jayson Tatum, and a 6'6", 6'7" guard that's also real solid in Brown. Like, most teams don't have that makeup. So I wish that, like, more teams would either just play man. Like I said, one of the few things that I saw that was unique was they were like rushing people up on the, let me see if I could find this on, do they have this? Because they were playing some weird ass zone defense. This was 3 years ago, dog. Ain't nobody, like, we can't see that shit. I don't know, man, but they were playing some weird ass zone defense that I don't think I've really ever seen before. Where they were like rushing people up, tapping and touching back. Like, it was weird. It was real weird. But it would be nice to see something a little bit different, right? I do think that defense is limited, obviously. You're at the will of the offense. And the amount of zones that you could run, the amount of things that you could run. The last time I really saw something that was kind of unique also was when they would literally build the wall. Who remembers that? For Giannis, when he would come down the court and they would literally have 4 motherfuckers line up like the Great Wall of China and just literally build a wall to prevent him from euroing or spinning, and he would have to dribble the ball out and kick it out, and then they would have to do some other shit. And that was when Chris Middleton was really able to, get his shit off. And so, yeah, I think for me, with the evolution of players, right? I do think that we need to see more. We need to see more man-to-man defense again, because guys are athletic, guys are quick, guys are versatile. Force them to now be accountable on defense, right? Like the Dallas Mavericks just keep on fucking switching. It makes it easy to find a matchup, because when you're not switching, now whoever the fuck is like whoever Luka is guarding now has to go try to score over and over and over again. Now that person is going to get tired, as opposed to right now, Luka is switching constantly, and it's literally any of the 4 or 5 guys can go at him at any point in time. And that's got to be exhausting. Like, that's got to be exhausting, as opposed to, all right, well, now let's see what happens if Jaylen Brown has to go put up 35 shots because Luka's guarding him the entire game. How does that look? And now the other guys aren't getting involved because now they have, fucking Derek White got PJ Washington on him. Drew got Derek Jones Jr. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Now, Luka's not going to all of a sudden become a great defender, right? Although I do think he needs to be better. But I think you force, like a team like Boston that's matchup hunting makes it easy to matchup hunt when all 4 to 5 players can score on offense. Now it literally doesn't matter who Luka's guarding. Now it's just a matter of, all right, who got the last shot, last possession, who's hot. All right, now let's make the decision on that, on who's going to go after him. And it's just like, dog, like what? And I think that we need to start expecting more out of offensive players. Right? There's no way you can move your feet the way that you do and yeah. But like, if you're an offensive player, like, you have zero excuse in my opinion at this point. Like, we've seen all of these guys be able to move their feet, shake a defender on offense. You can't tell me that you can't translate that on defense. You can't make me believe it. Because, like, if you're Luka, where obviously you're slower than everyone else, but you can move your feet pretty well. Like, you can look quick at times, Luka. So why are you pressuring up so hard on the defense? Give them a little space and then just move your fucking feet. Like, I don't understand it. Steph Curry, right? Steph Curry, never a great defender. Hasn't been a great defender. But the thing that Steph Curry does well is he controls what he can control. Meaning, for the most part, he's going to be in the right spot. Meaning, he's going to be in a defensive stance when he needs to. He's going to shift, bop, bop, bop. Like, half the time, you just got to fucking fake it damn near. Right? Like Elijah, you know this, playing basketball against other people. Sometimes you just got to fake play defense, kind of be in front of somebody, force them to go to 1 or 2 moves, and a lot of times offensive players will settle for a jump shot. That's the thing about offensive players and scorers. And we've seen this. So you don't have to stop anyone necessarily. You just have to try to stay in front of them. Because if you do that enough times, we've seen offensive players now. They whine, they bitch, they moan, and then they settle for a jump shot. And most of the time nowadays, it's a 3. It's not a long 2 like it used to be. Now it's a 3 that they settle for. So there is no excuse. No one's asking you to be a good defender if you're a scorer, if you're the lead guy on offense. They just want you to be in the right spots. don't be out of position. Why the fuck was Luka trying to draw a charge at the 3-point line with 5 fouls? Luka, and I mean this sincerely. The better defensive play in that situation was to fully get the fuck out of the way. You already stopped his right hand, right? You already slid over to try to stop his right hand, right? And he went left. You just fucking let him go. Like you gotta be smarter than that, man. Like you have to be smarter. That motherfucker tried to draw a charge at the 3-point line. Like, what? And so, you know, and for me it's this, right? Because I've always enjoyed playing defense. And I realized really early on that playing good defense is not dependent on whether the person scores or not. And I'm sure that a bunch of them know. I'm sure NBA players know this. Right? But you have to believe it. You have to believe and trust what you can do consistently. You can't control whether they make or miss the shots. What you can control is yourself putting in the effort to try to stay in front of them and try to contest. The same way on offense. Ref to bail. Yeah. It was some bullshit. It felt like he gave up. I'm not gonna lie to you. It felt like he gave up. But like when it comes to defense, man, like sometimes, like when you put effort, these referees start giving you shit. It just like, and now they hate him on top of it, right? Like they already hate you on offense. They're not all of a sudden gonna go down on defense and do you any favor. Like that's not how shit works. So all that whining and moaning and shit that he's doing is just like, bro, like you're screwing up for yourself and your team. But yeah, like I said, we've seen this shit before, man. Like we've seen, there is no excuse anymore. If you can predict what a defender can do when you're on offense, you can do the same shit on defense. Like that's the shit that blows my mind. You have this gifted mind, this gifted brain as an offensive player, meaning you're able to read signs, you're able to, like, there's so many things you're able to do through instinct because you've studied, you've experienced so much, whatever it is. The fact that you're not applying that same ideology on defense blows my fucking mind. It really does. It really blows my mind. Like, you know the shit that the other team is going to run. You know what this guy that you're defending does well. Just try to predict some shit. Like, I don't know. I know we ended up on a tangent over there, but yeah, I don't know, bro. Now, where is this? Tatum had this to say the other day. I thought this shit was kind of funny. It's quick. But I guess what I'm saying, like Elijah, these guys aren't even putting in fake efforts sometimes. Like, dog, do that at least.
You guys probably would say we didn't play anybody to get here, so we just have to do it again next year.
So, hey, man, like, you can say whatever you want about this Boston Celtics team. They shoot a lot of shots. They blah, 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 blah. You gotta like the mentality that they have. You've gotta love it. And you also have to love the fact that they've gone about it the way we've seen teams go about it historically. Like, their two core players stuck it out. Their two star players stuck it out, got better, improved year after year through different coaches, challenges. Like, they've stuck it out, and now they're on the cusp of winning their first NBA championship. Like, yeah, but you gotta love it though. It's like they really look like the next dynasty, and maybe it won't happen, but you gotta love all the shit that they're saying. You gotta love their like I've been saying all playoffs long, man. Like, the NBA is really here right now. Like the NBA is, I don't know, maybe for a couple years it was like a little up and down, COVID and shit happened, but the NBA is here, man. Like, I love the competitiveness. I think we also got to try to appreciate what we see in front of us. I know I was just shitting on the defense, but like, at the same time, we can only watch what's in front of us. The same way the Boston Celtics can only play who's in front of them. Right? Like, they can't do nothing about who's in front of them. But they cleaned it up. Dominant as fuck. And they're about to go into the conference and the NBA finals with 2 sweeps. Like, and I like the fact that this team, I agree, Elijah, that, you know, I think it'll be difficult because they're got the Bucks coming back next year. You know, the Sixers, the Knicks, and if that's just the East, the Pacers even gave it a solid run. Next year, you have, you know, the Mavericks, OKC, the Thunder. I mean, OKC is already the Thunder. The Timberwolves, Denver, obviously. Like, it'll be a fun year next year. And the reality is Boston has gone and beat everybody. So, you know, they were the most dominant team in the regular season. They went in the playoffs and proved that was still true. So all this talk about good team, bad team, who gives a fuck? Because this is if those series would have been closed, they're like, oh, this team's not that good. This team is fugazi. This team is da 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 da. But no, they took care of business like they're supposed to. So give them their credit. They were blowing the motherfuckers out. Miami, Cleveland, Indiana, blowing them out. And now we're getting into the Dallas series, and I gotta tell you, like, even with the runs that Dallas is making, it don't ever feel like they're gonna win. It just doesn't. It just doesn't feel like they're ever gonna win. So we just gotta give credit to this team. I get it. There's always gonna be some shit better that they could do, but you gotta give them some credit, man. They've been great. They've had a dominant year and a dominant playoffs, which is more than I can say than like the Denver Nuggets recently, or even the Milwaukee Bucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just kind of how the ball rolls. But I do want to see this shit moving forward, man. Dog, I can't believe that the season is about to be over. I'm about to, man. I'm gonna have to go into the offseason and freestyle some shit. Like, you have to fucking. I'm gonna have to figure out some content and some topics, dog. Cause the Boston Celtics making this shit quick. Like, what are we about to do now? What are we about to do for 4 months? Fuck. Thank God we have USA basketball in August, but July, what are we gonna do? Yeah, man, we'll figure that shit out. But we'll watch the game later. I'll be on later to watch probably the last game of the finals. Like I said, I got Boston winning tonight. We'll see who wins Finals MVP. If I had to take a guess, I think Jaylen Brown is gonna try to give it to Tatum, but hey, man, we'll see. We'll see. I think he'll try. I think they'll do their best, try to give it to him, but they gotta win this game. So that's the most important thing. And I don't think, at the end of the day, I don't think they truly care who wins it right now. They just want to win the chip. So we'll see how that shakes out. I'll be back on later. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Thank y'all for watching, kicking it. As always, listen to me yap. It's always fun. It's always fun talking shit and just coming on here. I appreciate it. Elijah, thank you for hanging out as always. And again, you could have been anywhere on the internet, but you're here with me, and I really, really, truly appreciate that. So thank you for coming and hanging out with me. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. It'll help. It'll go a long way. But I'll see y'all later, man. Peace. Have a good rest of y'all Friday.